What's up, guys? Today I want to do a little bit of a review on the Lonewolf Custom Gear 0.5 versus the 1.0. You can tell these things already. These things are super light, obviously super mobile. We'll start with the 0.5. So this is a 0.5. It's literally just a couple pounds. If you're doing a lot of mobile hunting, like I am, public land, trying to figure out new spots, doing a lot of trips, and you're only sitting for a couple hours, having one of these things, I mean, you can literally hold this thing up with one finger. I literally have held this thing up with one finger while wrapping it, you know, on a tree. Like I said, only a couple pounds. If I'm sitting for, I don't know, 2-3 hours, and I'm going to a new spot, I'm probably running with this thing. The 1.0 is a little bit heavier, but it's not heavy regardless. So like I said, if you're all about being mobile, there's no other mobile setup on the market that is most likely going to be lighter than this. I'm about 6'2", 6'3". I know I've talked about this in some other videos, you know, regarding these stands, but I still get away with you know, using one of these stands. It's a little bit tight. First time I got on it, I won't lie, it was a little bit of like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But with time, you know, just getting used to things, just like anything else, you know, it wasn't, you know, a bad adjustment. The only thing that I would say that the 1.0 really has going for it over the 0.5, this seat cushion, which is an easy fix, is way too thin, especially for somebody my size. Let's say you're maybe 150, 160, 170 pounds. Maybe it wouldn't bother you as much. But on those sits, once you start closing down about 3 hours, you'll get a sore butt. I mean, it's gonna happen. I have sat as long as 5 hours in this stand, which is, it's long. But like I said, sometimes I'd rather suffer and just have the lightest gear possible and be mobile and be quick and be quiet, you know, than be overly comfortable. But regardless, you're not really sacrificing either way. But just to give you guys an idea, as far as the platform size goes, you know, I got some big boots on right now, so, you know, make your own assessment. I'm wearing about a 12.5 size boot right now. So, I mean, moving around, it's you know, it's tight, but like I said, if I'm only there for a little bit, it's not a huge deal. So I can fully turn around, make shots all the way around the tree here. And at the end of the day, if you're gonna be using this stand, you're not really using it for comfort. This thing is just super light. Like I said, it's just that light. I can hold this up with one hand, one finger. When I've reached around the tree to throw that strap around, I've held this like this on the tree just to, you know, get that strap around there. It's just that light. So with that being said, this is the 0.5. I used it all year, but I am looking to incorporate the 1.0 this year, and that's why I do have it. The nice thing is you can lock these things down. I've never really mentioned that about these stands. You can lock these things down and almost use them as a frame pack. Your sticks will go on each side. It's got a super low profile if you're unfamiliar with these. Your normal Lone Wolf stand, you always had to have the sticks built outward when you stacked it on there. Now it's super low profile. I use a full-size stick on this stand, which this is a small stand, and that full-size stick is their biggest stick, and they still both fit like perfectly together. You just take one strap and you can run it from these little hooks on the stand. That's why these are here. Run that strap across, cinch it down, everything's pretty tight. They also made rubber grommets that you can put in some of these holes so that it'll kind of snap into place. I've never even put those on. It's still pretty silent, but there's other options as to making this thing even more silent. So both the 1.0 and the 0.5 kind of have the same thing going for it as far as those features go. The 1.0 is just bigger, guys. That's one of the main differences. So this is kind of like the same size as their original Assault, you know, the Lone Wolf Assault. Obviously this is Lonewolf Custom Gear now, different company, kind of different thing going on here. This is incredibly light again. I don't know the exact, you know, readout on it, but once again, one finger, guys. I mean, you're not really sacrificing much if you want a little bit more comfort. And speaking of comfort, look at the padding difference on that seat. I thought about, you know, if I wanted to keep using the 0.5, even like cutting the seat up and getting it to fit that one, or I could just find something else, hopefully. That's definitely a perk to using this one. The other obvious perk that I can think of, you know, like I said, has all the same features, has the same hooks here to strap everything down. Gonna have a super low profile when it comes to putting your sticks on there. Even like the tree arm. I use that tree arm for filming sometimes, self-filming. I'll put that on here, super low profile. But the other perk to using the stand, I mean, it's bigger, plain and simple. So I'll kind of show you guys what we're dealing with as far as the the platform goes. So like I said, we can kind of dance around on this thing in comparison to that other one. I mean, comfort's not going to be an issue on this one at all, especially since I'm using that 0.5, or I've used that 0.5, you know, over time. Going to this thing, I honestly feel like I could probably dance around on this thing. So other than that, the only other feature I guess that I haven't touched on that both these stands do offer, and Lonewolf Custom Gear will offer on their stands, is these heavy duty straps. So a lot of guys will go on, I don't know, Amazon, try and cheapen up on the straps. Just get the straps that they recommend. They fit perfectly. They got that little buckle in the middle, so you can really cinch things down. If I'm going back and I'm being mobile like I am, and I kill a buck 2 miles back and I want to pack this thing out, the way this stand sits, I could have like a buddy sit on this. I could put that much weight on this thing. So packing a deer out, if that was, you know, something I had to do, definitely an option. And now I have solid straps that like I could beat on. And I get it, guys. These stands are expensive. They're not cheap. But at the same time, this is probably the last thing you ever buy as far as a mobile setup goes. You could beat the crap out of these things. You could really, I mean, just put these things to the test and they're gonna hold up pretty well. So at the end of the day, this was my review on the Lonewolf Custom Gear 0.5, which they call like their public land stand, and the 1.0. So if I had to, you know, pick and choose which one I'd use, honestly, every scenario is different. It's a complete toss-up, but regardless, I'm gonna be rocking Lonewolf Custom Gear either way.